Good morning to all. In this today's video, we will going to see about the mutual inductance between two long coaxial solenoids. So this is unit 4 electromagnetic induction lesson. Last class we completed up to the mutual inductance of two coils. So today we will see this mutual inductance between two long coaxial solenoids. So let's see the diagram now. So let us consider this. Two long coaxial solenoids are there. Their length is same length, but the area of the cross sections are different. So one of the that is solenoid is larger area and another one is comparatively the smaller area, that is A1 and A2. A1 is the larger one, A2 is the smaller one. So and also their length is also same length, that is L here, and also the number of turns for a solenoid 1 is N1 and for a solenoid 2 is N2, and also their the radii are comparatively, one is large and another one is small, and also the turn density also considered as small n and small n2, that is also for solenoid 1 and 2 respectively. Then the I current must be passed through this I1, that is small I1 be the current that can be flowing through the solenoid 1. So here the area of A1 is the solenoid 1 and A2 is the solenoid 2 here. When the current is flowing through the solenoid 1 only, then the magnetic field is produced inside it. We already know about that. So in a solenoid, the magnetic field is not produced around the solenoid. Around the solenoid, it is almost in the zero. So it can able to produce only inside the solenoid. So here also the maximum magnetic field produced inside the solenoid 1. So now we have to arrange the two solenoids as a like that. So one solenoid is kept inside to the another solenoid, that is area of cross section is smaller solenoid is kept inside to the solenoid 1. So like that only we have to arrange that, then only we are able to pass through the current I1 for a solenoid 1. Then suddenly the magnetic field inside the solenoid can be formed, that is a maximum magnetic field. So what happens here, we are going to find out the magnetic field value and also find out the magnetic flux value, and also we have to finally we make a equation for that. So first we have to find out the magnetic field produced inside the solenoid. So mu naught Ni is the general equation for finding the magnetic field produced inside the solenoid. So here B1 is the magnetic field that can be produced by the solenoid 1, that is equal to mu naught, that is a permeability in free space, and also N1 is the turn density of the solenoid N1, and also I1 is the current that can be passed through the solenoid 1. So this is a general equation. So B1 is equal to mu naught N1 I1. Next we have to find out the magnetic flux here. So here next equation, when the field lines of B1, so B1 is the magnetic field lines that can be passed through the area bounded by the solenoid 2 here, because the solenoid 2 is placed inside the solenoid 1, that's why. So this magnetic field passed through the solenoid 2, and also the magnetic flux is also linked with each turn of the solenoid 2 also due to the solenoid 1 here. So that can be, so because of only the solenoid 1 producing the, that is the current is passing through that can able to produce a magnetic field inside that. So because of only the magnetic flux is linked with the solenoid 2 here. So that's why we have to find out the magnetic flux inside the solenoid 2. So then only it is referred as a phi 2, and also 2 from 1, that's why phi 2 1 is equal to, so general equation BdA, that is a general equation. Here because of B1 only, the magnetic field that can be produced by the solenoid 1 only. So here dA is the area. So that area is referred as the solenoid 2. So that's why here the final equation is equal to B1 dA, integration of dA must be A2. Sorry, dA. Yes, integration of dA is equal to A2. So since which one is the maximum value? Theta value only we get the maximum, 0 only we get the value of B1 and A2. So finally you have to substitute the B1 value, above the value is a B1 value, so mu naught N1 I1 into A2. So this is a magnetic flux value. So next step, when the number of, that is total turns N2 is multiplied by both the side. So from the above equation, what is the equation? Phi 21 is equal to B1 A2. So and substitute the value and you will get, and multiply by both the sides by N2. So not by, multiplied by N2. So here that is a flux linked with which solenoid? Solenoid 2 here. So that's why N2. N2 Phi 21 is equal to N2. So B1 A2 here. B1 value is substitution, already substitute with that. So what is the value of N2 here? N2 value, small n2 is equal to capital N divided by L. So that is the number of turns per unit length here. So that's why N2 is equal to small n2 is equal to capital N2 is equal to N2L here. So substitute the value of N2 here and finally you will get capital N2 Phi 21 is equal to mu naught N1 N2 A2L I1. So this is the equation. This equation can be compared by the above equation, that is mutual coil, that is mutual inductance of a two coil equation. So what's the value for that? Means N2 Phi 21 is equal to, that can be equal to M21 I1. So we have to equate that equation. So you have to finally separate the value of M21 here. So this is the comparing equation. So M21 can be compared by the above equation and we will get that. So finally M21 is equal to mu naught N1 N2 A2L. So this is the mutual inductance value. So now similarly we have to find out the magnetic flux produced by the solenoid 2 here. So when the carrying current I2 is for carrying the current of I2, then B2 is equal to mu naught N2 I2. So what's the value here? When the current I2 is passing through the solenoid 2, then the magnetic field is also produced by this solenoid 2, means then the magnetic field value is B2 is equal to mu naught N2 I2. Then we have to find out the magnetic flux value. So here one of the condition is there, because this magnetic field B2 is uniform only inside the solenoid 2. So but it cannot be formed outside the solenoid 2. So that is also almost value is equal to 0. So therefore the solenoid 1 and also the area A2 is an effective area over which the magnetic field B2 is present. So not for a area A1. So that's why then the magnetic flux for Phi 1 2, that is also linked with the solenoid 1, due to the solenoid 2 is also getting the value of A2 value only. That's why here the value inside of the area of cross section of inside, that is solenoid 2 only we have to take, and that not for a area of, that is area of cross section of a solenoid 1 here. Here also we have to refer the area of solenoid 2 here. That's why magnetic flux Phi 1 2 is equal to, here also we referred as B2 into dA, that can be equal to B2 A2 value is. Then you have to substitute the value of B2 value mu naught N2 I2 A2. Then the final total value is, so then also next step we have to multiply by N1 here, because the flux linkage of solenoid 1 with total turns N1 is, so multiplied by N1, both this equation, above equation. Then N1 Phi 1 2 is equal to N1 mu naught N2 I2 A2. Since N1 value is small n1 L, so you have to substitute that value and finally you will get N1 Phi 1 2 is equal to mu naught N1 N2 A2 L I2. So this is also the final equation. Now you know that is, we know that the value can be compared to that above mutual inductance coil value. So here the parameters, the bracket parameters are equal to M12. The final equation is, so M12 is also equal to mu naught N1 N2 A2 L. So from this equation we will get the equal value of M12 is equal to M21 is equal to M. So because of the mutual inductance between the two coaxial solenoids here. So this is also the general equation for the mutual inductance between the two long coaxial solenoids. And also the M value is also equal to mu naught N1 N2 A to L. So for a dielectric we have to use that the mu naught can be changed and it can be written as M is equal to mu N1 N2 A to L here. Then it can also be equal to, that is mu medium. One of the dielectric medium is also equal to mu naught mu r. Mu naught means permeability in a free space. Mu r means relative permeability that can be equal to the permeability in a medium. So the medium value can be substituted and you will get M is equal to mu naught mu r N1 N2 A2 into L. That is for when the medium of that is dielectric medium which is present inside the solenoid. So this is the final equation here. Then find out the methods of producing induced EMF here. Next topic. So in this topic, the methods of producing induced EMF, there are three methods we have to producing the induced EMF. So what are they means? So these are all the three methods which can be used to find out the induced EMF here. The first method is by changing the magnetic field B, and also by changing the area A of the coil, and also by changing the orientation of the coil, that is theta value here. So here for finding the induced EMF, what is the value for that? So according to the that is electromagnetic induction, that can be Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, the EMF can be induced by a circuit. So that can be when the magnetic flux is linked with it and also changes, the EMF is called the induced EMF here. So that can be equal to, that is epsilon is equal to d phi b divided by dt. So this is the general equation. So substitute the value of phi value. So here phi value is BA cos theta. So that is the value. Here B refers the magnetic field here, and A refers the area, and also theta refers, that is cos theta, that's only theta refers the, that is orientation of the coil. So the three parameters are depending upon the for producing the induced EMF here. That's why we have to produced by this induced EMF by changing this magnetic flux in the following three ways. So by changing the magnetic field, that is also producing the induced EMF, and also for changing the area A, and also by changing the orientation of the coil, that is theta. So these are all the three methods for producing the induced EMF. Now we have to see the one by one. I have to explain for the below. Explain one by one by the below expression, that is equations.